Hi, good morning. Welcome to our Smart Justice Work series. My name is Makia Metzger. I'm your Cobb County Solicitor General. And today with me we have a very special guest. This is a treat, I promise you. I have with me Lisa Mello with LiveSafe Resources. And we are going to talk about all the wonderful things this century-long organization has done for our Cobb County residents.
Yes.
Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here. I know you have a very busy schedule.
I think we all do, but I appreciate that.
Back to school was probably even busier for you, right?
Yes. Week 2 down, and week 2 down for all of our kids who are working with our programs as well. So we're excited.
And we are still here powering through it as working moms. So, you know, it's exciting to have you here. You're working for working families here in Cobb.
Yes.
And, you know, for those who don't know much about LiveSafe Resources, we work very closely together.
Yes.
Because as we prosecute cases, we come in contact with individuals who need services, who need care. And I want you to tell, I guess, just a little bit about your role at LiveSafe currently.
Great. So I am the CEO of LiveSafe Resources. I've been there a little over 18 months now, but this organization has roots that span over 100 years here in Cobb County. Our programs and services are designed to help victims of domestic violence and sexual assault and elder abuse seek pathways to safety and healing in our community. And our team of 46 team members really help work around the clock because we are a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week agency right here in Cobb County providing those services for our community.
And your services don't just start, you know, with at the end of the road when the case is over. You're actually walking individuals through every step of the process.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I like to point out to our community members about our number one service is our crisis line. Mm-hmm. That is the key entry point for individuals when they are seeking safety and help. So sometimes what we find from our individuals who are calling in is that they're at a point where maybe they're not quite sure of what they need to seek safety, but our number one question every time that we answer that phone is, are you safe? Mm-hmm. Because they could be in a situation where they are not safe. They are needing emergency help, but they don't know how to access that. Mm-hmm. So that is where we start with many of our clients. And last year in 2024, in Cobb County alone, we served over 2,000 unique individuals that were looking to seek safety.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
And it's not just those individuals, it's their children that they bring with them. It's also their pets, because I know you've been working on this.
Yes.
It's everything that connects this individual who's going through a very difficult time. So
Absolutely.
You don't turn any of that portion of the person away.
Correct. One of the things that our team really prides ourselves on is really looking at what are the whole needs of the individual, and if they have children or family members with them, what else can we do to support them as well. So we do have partnerships with our school systems to ensure that our children are in school and they're getting the needs met that they may have with their school counselors, to also help support them, because they are also going through a traumatic experience when their family member or loved one is a victim of domestic violence or sexual assault. So how do we help the family as well? On average, any parent, although primarily it's mothers who are working with us, but on average, any parent that's in our program is bringing 4 children with them. So we really do have to look at what makes their needs list complete, and how can we help devise a safety plan that addresses all of those needs.
I mean, when you're talking about a family of 5 potentially with children, you're going to have to deal with housing issues.
Yes. So we deal with housing issues. We also have counseling on staff and referral partners as well. We also deal with financial counseling for the individual so that they can help create that pathway for their future. We are dealing with as I mentioned earlier, what's the school program that they may need, but what do they need from establishing that security, maybe security that they've never felt before.
And counseling, you bring that up. It's such an integral part to breaking the cycle of violence, because as a child, because even the children need therapy and help. As a child, you have to really come back and sort of deconstruct all that the kid has gone through and build them back up to feel secure in their environment, to feel that adults and the people around them are safe. Because you don't want them going around feeling anxious, because that really affects their ability to learn and grow.
It really does, and the way that we think about not only our children but we also think about what are the parenting classes that an individual might need, because they are now perhaps on their own. They may not have a circle of resources around them. So really, what else can we offer? And that we've learned from some of our clients before, which is what else do you need to feel like you are getting that tool in your toolbox to move forward. So our counseling team brought in parenting classes to really help establish those additional needs and respond to what our clients have requested.
And interestingly, when you say you saw about 2,000 cases, that's about the number of domestic violence cases. We would have seen maybe a little bit more. So basically, if they're going through you, they're coming to me.
Well, we have a unique partnership here too, because not only are we doing emergency sheltering in our housing programs, but we are also at LiveSafe Resources, the team that is working in the Cobb County Courthouse system with providing temporary protective orders and legal advocacy for clients. So, and we serve anyone who is coming up to that window and making sure they understand what's available to them. And then as they're going through the legal process, we do have partners in our legal community who are working with us as well.
Creating
Great
safety
partners.
Plans.
Yes.
And you know, your advocates work very closely with our victim advocates. And I think you have, how many people do you have on staff?
So in our legal advocate team, we have 4. And then we do partner very closely with victim advocates. In our general program advocate side, we have 3 on the sexual assault team, and then 3 as well on our domestic violence team as well. So what we're doing in those teams is, while our individual advocates can accompany a victim to a court case or be that emotional support, they are not the legal advocate that truly is walking through their individual case specifics, but what they are really providing from our team are the wraparound services. How do we make sure that you're getting what you need and being that emotional support for you when you are being preparing for that case?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, your organization, LiveSafe, is very unique because you serve Cobb County. You serve maybe a little bit of Fulton and some Paulding.
So in 2024, and this stat just blows my mind sometimes when I think about, we actually served over 3,600 unique individuals from 79 counties in Georgia.
Wow.
And 6 other states, because Georgia is obviously has a wonderful highway system that brings people through our community, and because of being located in Cobb County, we are considered easier access for those who are seeking safety and support. And so for us, though, when we look at our jurisdiction, because we are a state certified program for both domestic violence, we are the program for Cobb County. And then from the sexual assault program side, we are the certified program for Cobb, Paulding, and Cherokee counties.
Correct.
And so we are intimately involved in those 3 counties and trying to establish partnerships with law enforcement, with our legal partners, so that and our healthcare partners as well, so that everyone understands when a victim shows up to their door, what are the resources available. But many times, especially on the domestic violence side, someone might be fleeing one county to another.
Correct.
And so we have actually seen a significant growth in services to those from Fulton County. So it actually turned out this past year to be the 2nd highest county that we served because of individuals coming to Cobb for services.
From Fulton County. And you know, we talk about LiveSafe in such general terms and what they do, but what makes LiveSafe Resources unique or stand out as opposed to other organizations doing this work?
So I think for us, one of the unique properties for LiveSafe Resources is that not only are we the state certified program for these counties, but we are also the history that we have. So LiveSafe Resources, underneath our previous name of the YWCA of Northwest Georgia, opened the first domestic violence emergency shelter in 1978
That's
in the
pretty
state
progressive,
of Georgia.
you know. 1917 is when this organization started.
Right.
So you're looking at like basically given resources way back when. That's a very progressive idea, given the, you know.
Well, I do think at the time, Cobb County and the leadership of Cobb County was definitely looking at ways that they could provide services in an appropriate manner, and really being able to be the first in the state in 1978 on that sheltering program. And being certified means that we get audited and we're held to higher standards, and we are every year walking through what are we doing to provide consistent, good support to our victims in this county, as well as across the state. But we are also one of only 9 dual agencies in the state of Georgia, which means that we are certified to provide these programs both in the domestic violence and the sexual assault realm. So we get multiple audits to make sure that we are holding our programs to the highest standard.
And with regards to just the programmatic, like just the way you lead, how do you ensure that survivors' voices are, you know, become a part of moving forward and policy making with LiveSafe?
So we do 2 things. One, we actually have client exit surveys. So people tell us what programs were beneficial to them, how they felt about the programs, how they felt about the team and the services that are provided, as well as really listening to what the needs are and what are we able to provide within our programs and how do we make adjustments. So a great example of that really is that parenting class that came to be for our counseling team. What other resources were our clients telling us they needed? Beyond that, you know, it is a really hard topic for people to talk about, whether it's domestic violence or sexual assault. So whenever we can have a survivor share their story and be that connected voice back and show that ray of hope, it really does allow us to put our clients back in that mindset of there is another step for me. I can make it there. And so what I love is we have a program, our Latina Outreach Counseling Program allows this group support session. It is something that is a little hybrid because we do have people who have been years past from when they were a client, but they're still participating to this day and being able to come back, you know, 5 years later and really provide that voice. Even if they don't live in the state anymore, they're able to join that support group and be that beacon for others.
That is a testament to the good work that you do. And I do think that peer-to-peer support has to be, you know, when you talk about any traumatic experience, you're going to be able to relate to someone who's been through it.
Absolutely.
And peer-to-peer support, you cannot underestimate that. And providing that avenue for individuals to sort of share experiences, know they're not alone in this journey, and knowing that it's not unique to them, they didn't do anything wrong to get here, that there is a way forward, and it's a good way, because if you see someone doing better, you know, well, that could be me.
And I do think also uniquely positioning that everyone's road is different. And so if someone's not ready for that, they work with their case manager to figure out when and if counseling is the right thing for them, how they can be paired up and partnered to a program that works, knowing that they do have to be ready to have those conversations and open up. But we are preparing on October for our domestic violence vigil out on the square in Marietta.
Yes, we do that with you guys every year.
Yes, and one of the things that's been amazing is we are doing these heart projects right now, and so we are having in our support groups, there are these beautiful hearts, and it's something that they're doing during their time together. And even if it's been a year or 30 days, or if you're a staff person who has a personal story, or you're a board member or volunteer, we're asking that you participate with doing these hearts, because it's really showing that there is love and connection for those who are going through these really hard times.
Well, we are coming up on October, which is the Domestic Violence Month, so you're going to be busy.
You're busy.
As are we.
Yes.
One of the things I really enjoyed with you guys last year was having the sneaker ball.
Yes.
Which was really very successful. But this year, I'm very grateful not to do this on my own. You guys, we're doing I guess you can talk a little bit about what we have coming up.
So I think what we really enjoyed the sneaker ball too last year and being able to partner with you all. But one of the wonderful events, this will be our 3rd year that we are doing, is called a fashion affair. And you're a very fashionable person, and that sneaker ball really showed. And this year, for its 3rd...
I hope I don't let you down by chairing it, but we'll try.
You will not. There's no way. But we are moving this event. It had been in Buckhead for the first 2 years, and we are bringing this event to the Foxglove right here in the heart of Marietta.
Yes.
And we are bringing our fashion show home.
Yes.
So we have this opportunity to merge our 2 ideas and really make this a fun evening for a wonderful cause.
I do love that we can bring in local vendors.
Yes.
I do love that we can bring in the community that is being served and make it feel like a community event.
Truly is a community event. We are a community grassroots organization. So making this move was the perfect piece for us. Really to allow those that know and love us to be able to experience this event right here at home. Right. We are seeking some models. I heard today about a model, so I'm very excited. But
you did get Monica Kaufman-Pearson.
That is right. That is right.
So we have some big names, and I'm very excited about her. I think that's a great way to advertise this event, having someone as high profile.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have our Chloe Kristen designer is going to be featuring again this year. She's actually Bettina is actually based in Cobb County as well, so that's exciting for us. And then just yesterday, we learned that the Braves are definitely going to be partnering with us.
So we will have men also featured.
Men are, and what's important about that is a lot of people don't realize that men go through these programs as well with us. While over 83% of our clients are women, we do serve men as well.
Domestic violence is really not a one-stop. It's not, you can't really say there's a demographic, there's an age group. It's really across the board.
It is across the board.
So I love that this year we are actually opening things up to include men and women, and just to bring it back home.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. And thank you for asking me to chair it. I'm very honored. I hope I don't let you down.
There's no way.
And I'm looking forward to it.
It's a
now
fun
let's
night.
talk a little bit. If our businesses want to, participate, how can they do that? How can they really be a part of the conversation and a part of the solution?
So we are still open for sponsors of the event. It is September 16th, right there at the Foxglove. Sponsorships are available. Tickets are available. Anyone can visit LiveSafeResources.org to be able to learn more about the event.
Do you hear that? LiveSafeResources.org. That's where you can donate and sponsor and be a part of something that helps Cobb County residents.
Absolutely.
Great.
So, and we are still seeking a few more models. So, we have a few in our back pocket, but we are definitely partnering and growing that way as well.
All right, so because we're talking about sponsorships, I spent the last 24 hours, and Melinda Lackey, could you please step forward? The last 24 hours making calls to all my friends and just basically pushing and pulling. Step forward, please. Ms. Lackey, tell us how much we raised in the last 24 hours.
In 24 hours, we did secure $10,200 in additional sponsorships and donations.
That is amazing.
So
that does not include several
outstanding commitments
of attendance and other commitments that we have coming up this coming week.
So in the last 24 hours, family, friends, I want to thank you because I called you and bugged you. We raised $10,200 toward LiveSafe. And I want to thank all my employees at the Cub Solicitor General's office because I could not do this without your support. So I wanted to, we just started. It's just the beginning. We have a little bit more time to do some more. And I'm very confident we will be able to help our local partner and make sure that you guys are federally funded, right?
We are federally funded, we're state funded, and we're private funded. Okay. And so every dollar that we can raise from a philanthropic standpoint in our community through supporters really does go a long way for us, especially right now. But also for us, when we think about the programs and services that are offered to our community, they are 100% free to our clients in our community. So every dollar counts to make sure that those programs can continue.
And they go toward rape test kits. They go toward housing, food, transportation, childcare, just the whole plethora of things that you need, even appliances, supplies, things that you need when you are on the run. You don't have clothes, you don't have food, you don't have money. So it is literally a life-saving resource.
Absolutely is. And it really truly, when we talk to our staff and we train them when they're coming in, whether you're on crisis line, whether you are a nurse that is doing the evidence collection from a sexual assault, you are truly an emergency worker for our community. You are out there, your response time is important so that we can initiate services to those who are calling us at that point of need. And so for us, when we have the team mentality, we work together with our law enforcement partners, our public safety partners, but within this state, we know we can't do it alone. None of us can to be able to provide these programs and services. So it really is very important that all of our community understands that we're here for them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but we couldn't be here without their support as well.
As my dad would always say, little drops make a mighty ocean. So we want those drops coming in so that we can make it mighty. I really want to thank you, but before I end, you've had such a long history with serving, and in your leadership role, I know that mostly you are here to serve. I want to ask you, what inspired you to do this?
So for me, and this is a little known fact, I come from a family with tons of servant heart, and my grandparents really instilled that in all of us. But personally, being involved, especially at LiveSafe Resources, my mom was the victim of domestic violence when I was a very young child. And while her family was able to circle around her and make sure that she was a stable, safe spot moving forward, the one thing that we grew up in is knowing to give back and to be there for others was so important. And so I have spent the last 25 years of my career doing that very thing, and I get to come home to LiveSafe Resources and do that every day.
That's amazing. That is amazing. You know, your last name, Mello, is Italian. You probably know that. Originated. I love names because my name means butcher in German. Okay, not exactly very exotic, and it means like a honeybee keeper, someone who brings sweetness to the world. And I think that is such a beautiful name.
I'll have to thank my husband for that.
right. So he gave you a great name.
Gave me a great name.
So you were beekeepers. Oh, he was a beekeeper somewhere along the way, taking care of the earth. So that's something that I think it's great that you're a steward of taking care of what we have, and that's really the resources, people, children. Pets.
And as a mom myself, I would hope that someone would be as invested in making sure that our county had services and programs for someone like me if ever needed.
Right, because we share these services with everyone who needs it. And I think, for the people out there thinking of, okay, how would we measure success in a year from now? How would you measure success a year from now if someone were to ask you, like,
Sure.
Where did my money go? How does it measure in terms of success?
So when I answer this question, I think sometimes people would be shocked that I'm hopeful that the numbers that we serve grow. Because while I wish for a world without domestic violence and sexual assault, what I know for sure is the more people who are calling for service, the more help we're able to provide.
Absolutely.
So when we see year over year growth, in one hand it is sad.
Right.
It is.
Right.
On the other hand, there's hope there. And so if our numbers grow, we know we're reaching more in our community and we're able to continue to connect people to the resources they need.
Because we both know, and this is someone who's worked with domestic violence, I've had about 20 years of this work, most people don't report.
Yes.
So what you're talking about is education, transparency, and having people not afraid to ask for help.
Correct.
And that is what you're, not that we want more crime, nobody wants that.
No one wants more crime, but
Right.
I want more advocacy for people to understand
Right.
that there's a resource for them in a time of need.
And someone can help.
Yes.
Someone can help. Help is on the way.
Yes.
So I want to thank you so very much for
thank
doing
you.
this. And we are wrapping it up because, well, another session of Smart Justice Works will come to you, and we'll tell you how well we did on this phenomenal fundraiser. It's a fashion affair, so, sign up, come have fun with us. It'll be an evening of revelry, food,
Most fashionable
fashion.
event in Cobb.
You can buy whatever you like, and those proceeds will also help a very, very worthy cause. So please join us, and thank you.
Thank you.